Hi there, this is Linda, and in this video, I'm putting together a project life spread. So this one's going to come together very quickly. Normally, I don't mind if a week goes across 2 separate months, but my project life, because I do a full weekly spread, a full spread for each week, goes in 2 albums for the year. So this is the final week of June, which means that my second album is going to start in July. And I had a week here that goes June 27th through June 30th. I could have included the weekend, which was July 1st through 3rd, on this spread, but I decided not to because I really wanted July to start in the new album. So what I decided to do was, instead of doing a full weekly spread, because this was only a couple of days, I decided to do just the back page of the last spread, and this is how my album is going to end. I didn't end up taking a lot of photos for this week, so I really just had these 2 photos, which I decided to include, plus a screenshot of a newspaper from this week. So because this is the final week of June, I'm using the June Stories by the Month kit from Allie Edwards, and if you've been following my videos all year, I have used the same repeated cards every time. Because I only have one spread here, that took up my entire pocket, or all of my pockets. There are 4 repeated 3x4 cards, and there are only 4 pockets here. So I really didn't have that many choices in terms of which cards to use, which is totally fine. It really helped the spread come together quickly. Now I'm just kind of going through the embellishments and trying to figure out what I want to include. I'm keeping the spread pretty simple. I mean, it is very simple, but I did want to add something on here. So I did pull out one of the chipboard shapes here and add one of the stickers on it to embellish this photo here. And then I will add some of the sticker up on the other photo. For my title card, I used one of the speech bubbles as a base to include the dates on there. However, I didn't really want it to be a speech bubble, so I just cut off the portion that made it into a speech bubble and then added a sticker to cover up that spot because the colored border would be cut off right there. And then I'm just adding my dates with a rolling date stamp. These 4 cards across the middle that I've been using all year, the This Happened card I'm using for a recap of my feelings of the month. The June Gratitudes card I'm using for highlights from the month in a journaled format. And then the other 2 cards I'm using for stories from the current week. This stamp set had a little stamp on it, and I can't even remember what it says right now, but I thought it would be perfect to prompt each of these gratitudes on here. It's totally unnecessary, but it just adds a little something to the card and gives me just kind of a little break in my handwritten journaling there, which I think makes the card look a little more interesting. While I'm doing this journaling, I'm flipping back through my Project Life album to look at everything I documented so far this month to pull out some highlights from the month. This month was a busy one. We had a lot going on, but a lot of little things. So I did kind of reference that on this card. And I do have the This Happened card to also journal about the month, which I'm going to do off camera. What I've tended to do is for the This Happened card, kind of do an overall feelings reflection on the month, whereas the gratitude card is more fact-based. For the moments card, I wanted to do bullet points of things that happened this partial week. So I pulled over these chipboard hearts from my stash. I had a couple of sets of them. My thought was to find one that coordinated with each color as a bullet point. So I kind of just held it over the card to try to find the one that was closest. Some of them weren't as close as others, like the green. There really wasn't one that was super close, but I still really liked the effect. And I think that that's kind of a fun tone on tone idea as opposed to doing contrast, which is what I normally go for. So then I'm just journaling a little bit of different things that happened this week. You can see my sticky note, which I always have for my weekly spreads. There's not a lot on it because this is only a 4-day spread. It's like a Monday through a Thursday. And usually a lot of my stories happen on the weekend because during the week I'm working. So, there wasn't really a ton going on this week, but that's perfectly fine. And that's why I ended up with just 2 photos. And then for that last strip right there, it's kind of a dark navy, so I didn't think that my pen would show up. So I just pulled over a white gel pen from my stash and I'm writing on it. This pen isn't writing as well as I would have hoped, but it is fine. So I do end up just kind of leaving a note there about, I think it was the Thursday night was like the only thing that anything happened this week. So I just kind of gave a brief overview of that right there. But then on the June card, the craft colored one, I'm going to journal about that evening in more detail. And I'm going to do that one off camera as well. So I'm done with my journaling now and I'm just finishing up my embellishing. I went over to my stash and pulled over 2 sets of word phrase strips that were in colors that coordinated with the kit to pair them with the white banner sticker from the kit. I really like pairing word phrase strips in clusters of 3. I don't know why, but that really just works for me. And I'm just kind of looking through the embellishments I have out on my desk to see if there's anything else I want to add. I do add a chipboard heart there and start slipping things in the pocket. I'm also going to add another word phrase strip onto this chipboard piece. That chipboard piece to me just looked so big compared to the text that was on it that it just needed something extra on top of it. I'm still not sure that I'm totally thrilled with how it came out, but I do really like the colors. And I think that this was a fun way to end my album. Rather than having to worry about doing an end page, I could just have this kind of half week here. And then in my next album, which you will see on my next video, I will lump the weekend with the following weekend for one full spread. So thanks for being here. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. Bye.